Sun's going down here at Discus North. I just gave him a little kibble. They're racing around looking for the last scraps. Soon they're all going to nestle up and tuck themselves in for bed. And I guess in this video I'm going to talk about how I manage the flow in the tank, because you don't want them to fall asleep in a zone where there might be nasties floating into their gills and wake up with a dead fish that way. Doesn't take much. You really gotta be on your game with the flow as well. Now, a lot of people, when I look at YouTube, when I did my early research on discus using YouTube, you get a lot of the same regurgitated information. And one of the things they kept talking about was, discus don't like flow, and they want their water still. And still water is just a bad idea, okay? It's a bad idea. That's number one. Still water is like swamp water. It's not good. It's a bacteria hell, and you don't want to do that to these fish. So that's a myth. Don't believe it. Secondly, these come from a river that flows. It's got a really incredible flow rate, and you don't want to be pushing the fish around, and I'm borderline doing that if they swim in the wrong spot, but they know where to be and where not to be. They know what to do. And they also enjoy swimming into the flow sometimes. They just exercise like that, and it keeps them strong and muscular. But moreover, you want good flow because you want to keep your substrate really shallow, so there's really nothing there, not too much there for detritus to get trapped in. Enough to trap some, so it's out of the way, but not like shit piles of poop, because these guys are going to poop a lot. You want to keep it shallow, and you want to organize your substrate in a way that keeps the poop on top so the filters can get it. Now, flow management. Well, first of all, for the substrate too, I mix 50-50 sand and gravel. I used a light gravel with a black sand so I can see the contrast, and it shows up better when the blue light's up. You can sort of see it better here than you would in the day. When I'm gravel vacuuming, I can see where I've already done, because the black sand comes to the top. So and then it settles out, and the gravel just shows after a couple days. So I did this yesterday, and we could still see quite a bit of sand, but it's starting to flatten out, and the sand will go under the gravel, and that's how that works. And so the flow keeps the poo moving along the bottom, and then a filter gets it, or it kicks it up in the air and one of the higher filters get it, and so on. So I've got my sump pumping water in on this side. Okay, so I've got water coming in here about 300 gallons per hour. It's not a lot of flow, but it's good for a sump. And so it's falling out on this side at that same rate. So we've got some flow here from that already going out, and we got some flow coming in here like this. Then I got this puppy in the corner. That sucker's doing over 500. I forget the exact number, but it's well over 500 gallons per hour, and it blows hard. So I aim it into the intake tube to kind of split the beam, and then it bounces off the back wall, and it's still pushing these bubbles all the way across the tank. So those bubbles, if anything's getting trapped back there, those bubbles that bubble bar is picking it up, trying to keep it in the air, and then I've got a blast of water going up the back glass, pushing everything out from behind there. And you want to try and manage your flow in ways like this, because you want to push the poop where you need it. So now my discus will also hang out on this side of the tanks where they like to be, because I feed them over here. And at nighttime they also nestle into this. Some of them go into the arch here, You get a couple of them in there, snuggled up, and then you'll get a bunch of them, around the back corner, and using this as like a shield, I guess. This is sort of like a nice place to sleep for them. So they'll all hang out pretty much in this zone at nighttime when they start sleeping. And so because of that, because they're hanging out here and they hang out, mid tank to low, they don't hang out up high. I extend this bar all the way down low so that there's always flow sucking any gases away from them. Anything that could possibly be near them is being sucked away. These do about it's more than 350. I think it was between 350 and 400 gallons per hour of inflow. So they've got inflow over their heads when they sleep, or outflow, whatever, water leaving. So it's sucking it up, it's sucking it back, and then I got this UV working on it in the corner, and it's got nearly, I think this one's like 300 plus gallons per hour as well, flowing out this way. So that's creating a vortex because that one's flowing up the back glass, and this one's pointing towards the front. And then I've got the hang-on backs, and one of them shooting front to back, straight towards the pipe that leads down to the sump, helping push anything off that and keeping it clear. And then I have another hang-on back on this side in the back, pushing the water this way. So again, I'm keeping that circular sort of. There's a circular flow going on in the tank at all levels, really, and then they've got their little respite over here. Over here too. There's not much flow. This is where all the small fish hang out at night, and the discus hang out. They take basically this 2/3 of the tank. The small fish take this little corner over here, and that's where everybody sleeps. So, but yeah, that's how I manage the flow, and there's quite a bit of flow in the tank, and the fish don't mind it whatsoever. And I believe it helps me, and it does not hinder my fish whatsoever. I think it might even help them grow better because they get nice big muscles, and it's a little closer to nature. Don't keep discus in stagnant water or still water. It's not right. It's better for them to keep your stuff moving around as described. But that's just my opinion. And everyone's got an opinion, and everyone's got a way, and blah, 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 blah. But hey, I'm here to just share my opinion and what I've discovered in my journey. So if that bothers people, hey, just leave a comment. I'm cool with it. I hope you all have a great night. Catch you on the next one.